Good day to all of you. So let's continue from where we left off last time. So Pahom, when he came to the Bashkirs, he found them a very good-natured people, and these people also gathered around Pahom, wanting to know why he had come. But since they didn't know one another's language, they engaged an interpreter. So from amongst themselves, an interpreter was found, and Pahom told them through the interpreter that he had come to look at and was interested in their land. The Bashkirs seemed pretty glad, and they were very hospitable. They made him sit down on some special seat made of cushions, and they sat around him, gave him tea, and gave him mutton to eat. Pahom, in return, took out presents from his cart and distributed all those presents among the Bashkirs. The Bashkirs were very delighted, and they talked a great deal among themselves and told the interpreter to translate. So, interpreter told Bashkir that since he had bought a lot of presents for them, they also wanted to repay him with gifts, and they asked him what would he like to possess from whatever they had. So Pahom told them through the interpreter that what pleased him best here was the land, because he said that the land back home, that is in the village, was very exhausted, and it was not a land that could be regularly used, and he said their land was very good. The Bashkirs, they talked among themselves, and of course Pahom could not understand what they were saying, but they shouted and they laughed, and then they told Pahom that they were very willing and glad to give him as much land as he wanted. And they told him he only had to point out with his hand what he wanted, and it would be his. Then suddenly there was a lot of talking amongst themselves, a kind of a dispute, and the interpreter told Pahom that some of them thought that before giving any word or promise to Pahom, they should wait for their chief since he was not there. And even whilst they were disputing, a man came in wearing a large fox fur cap, and all of them became very silent and they rose to their feet. And the interpreter said that this man was the chief himself. Pahom immediately he fetched the gifts that he had brought, one of the best dressing gown and some tea, and offered all of these to the chief. And then the Bashkirs told him what Pahom wanted. The chief listened, and then he addressed Pahom and said in Russian that whichever piece of land he liked, he could have. But Pahom, in his mind, thought, how could he take as much as he liked? There should be some deed, some document to make it secure, because there was always the danger that today they may say that you can have it, and the next day they may take it away. So he told them what his thoughts were, and he said he would have liked it if it was measured and then given it to him. because, and the reason that he gave them was that since life and death were in the hands of God, uh, one day the children of Bashkir may take it away from his children. So the chief said, uh, okay, they would give it over to him, and said that they had a scribe in the town, and they would go with Pahom to the town and get the proper documents. So Pahom asked them what the price of the land would be. And the Bashkir said it is always the same price, that is 1000 rubles a day. That's what they said. But Pahom did not understand. He said, what did he mean by 1000 rubles a day? So then it was explained to him that as much as Pahom could go on his feet on that land in one day was his, and the price was 1000 rubles a day. Pahom was quite surprised by this deal, but he agreed to it, and Pahom was very satisfied, and he asked them how would he mark the way if he started walking. So the Bashkirs told him that he must start early in the morning and take a spade with him, and wherever he thought necessary, he should make a mark, dig a hole, and afterwards, he said, they would go round with a plough and measure it from hole to hole. But there was one condition, they said, that he should return back before the sun set. And whatever land he covered during the day from sunrise to sunset, he should return back would be his. Continue next time.